Hello fashion lovers, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be making a video on how to avoid zip blocks. So as you can see now, I've gone ahead to draw out my basic bodies, both the up and the down part of the skirt, of the gown. So this is just like as if I'm making a gown. So I have my chest line, my breast point line, my under bust and my half length. So but at the back there's no breast point line at the back. I only have my chest line, under bust line and then my half length. So right here we are good to go. The first thing we are going to do here is to measure the whole length. As you can see, both the front and the back pattern, they are all the same length, but which is not supposed to be because our back length is shorter than the front. Is always shorter with with 1 inches. So right now I'm going to short it with 1 inches. My back half length is 14 while the front is 15, but I have total of 16 in the front because I added 1 inches allowance to it. So the back is going to be 15 while the front will be 16 right now. So I'm shortening the back with just 1 inches, you get. So after that, now I'm going to go ahead and get my bust band from the middle of the front. I'm getting my bust band, that's bust band divided by 2. My bust band is 8 inches divided by 2, and then I'll go down with 1 inches by the side under the breast point line, and then I'll connect that 1 inches to the bust band, as you can see. So I'll just connect it together, which I will not be using that space anymore. I'm going to cut it. So after cutting it out, I'm going to go ahead and divide my shoulder by 2 inches. My whole shoulder that I have here, I'm going to divide it by 2 inches, the whole space there. And then I'll connect it back to that same bust band that I got earlier on the breast point line. So after connecting this, now if you want to add your darts, you can equally add your darts, you get. So you're just going to go ahead and cut it out. Then if you want to add your darts to this space, you can just equally add your darts on the lower part of it. That's, you get the bust band straight down. When you get it straight down, then you join the lines together and then get half an inch on the both sides. And then you connect the half inches to that same bust band that you got, that your 4 inches. You connect it back to the half inches on the both side. That's it for your darts, you get. So right now I'm going to bend the side of this thing. I'm going to bring I'm bringing the down upwards to meet the line of that breast point. So I'm covering that 1 inches, you get. I hope you understand. So with this now, this is it for the first step, but we are not fully done. This is it just for the side. You can see now the both sides are now together. They are now together. Before, both sides were not together, but now it's together. It's now the same length, and if you want to cut it out, you'll be cutting out on the half inches that you have on your half inches dart. So after that, I'm going to still work on the back of the fabric of the pattern paper. I'm going to slant it the way I normally do slant it. So I'm going to slant it to reach the edge, almost removing the whole 1 inches. So but if you do not want to remove everything, you can just go ahead and remove just half an inch, that's your 0.5 inches, in case you don't understand. So after that, before adding your dart, you can actually add the half inches you removed, or if you actually remove the whole 1 inches on your waist region, you can actually add it back to the other side, you get. Anything you removed from the zipper side, you can add it back to the side of the dress so that your clothes will not short so much, you get. So I'm just going to move forward to adding my dart. So from up, you're going to get your 9 inches, and 9 inches is just on my chest line. So I'm going to get my 9 inches, and then from the down I'll get 4.5 inches. You get for my dart. For my dart, 4.5 is for the back, because you're going to be putting half. You use half inches for your zip, and then the other half inches is going to be for the dart, and then it's going to remain a total of 3.5 left. So guys, this is it for removing zip bulge for on your dress, and this is just the upper part of it. If you're going to add that, you see how my darts are, that's how your own dart should be also. And then moving to the down part of the dress, the skirt of it. So I have the front and the back here also, but I won't be using the front because there's nothing we are going to be doing on the front pattern, so I'll take that away. I'll be working only with the back. In this side I'll be working only with the back. So for the back now, I'm going to slant this zipper area. I'm going to slant it to my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 9 inches, so I'm slanting it to reach my hip measurement. So I'm going to cut it out the same way I did on the upper part of the back So I'm just going to slant it like this, and then I'll minus half inches from the waist down, just as I'm doing my own now. I'm going to just go ahead and minus half an inch, and then I'll connect it to the side. You get. So remember, as I said before, if you want to add anything that you removed from your zipper side, if you want to add it back to your fabric, you can still go ahead and add it to the side. So we removed a total of 1 inch. The same way I removed half an inch on the down part, I'm going to go ahead and remove half an inch on the upper part also, upper part of the back. I'm removing half an inch, so it's total of 1 inches. So with this now, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the both of them, the half inches. I'm going to cut the two of them out, and that is it for the first method of removing zip bulge from your dress. And in case you want to add that to the skirt part of your outfit, you're going to go in with 4 inches and then go down with 6 inches. You get, and then you connect the 6 inches and the 4 inches together. Just connect it together, and then half an inch on the both sides also, connecting to that 6 inches as well. That's just it, and that is it for the first method of removing zip bulge from your dress. So I believe this was helpful. We'll be moving over to the second method right away. So right here we have a straight cut gown that doesn't have any half length cut. You get. So with this now, I'm going to go ahead and take away the front pattern, because we will not be working with the front pattern. We are just going to be working with the back pattern for now. And from my shoulder I have my chest line, which is 9 inches, my half length 15 inches, my hip measurement, and then my full length with my allowance, sewing allowance. So that's just what I have as my basic body. So I'm going to take away the front pattern now, and I will be working with the back pattern. So for this back pattern, on my half length measurement, I'm going to go down with 1 inches, but if you want, you can actually do half inches on the both sides of the, on the up and the down of the half length, which I normally do in all my videos. So if you've been following me, you'll notice that what I always do is just take half inches on both the up and the down. But I just want to show you guys this method, so I'll not be working with that method now, but it's almost the same thing though. So this is just 1 inches down, 1 inches downwards. So I'm going to connect it to the edge of the other side of my waist. So I'll just connect it straight up. I will not be using that 1 inches anymore. I'm going to cut it and then rejoin it again. When cutting it, be careful so as not to cut everything out. You get, just be careful with it, not to cut everything out. As you can see, I pushed the down one upwards, the down part I pushed it upwards to meet the upper one. It's not the upper one moving back downwards, you understand? So which means it's going to short a bit at the down part, you get. So right now, as I've joined it together with my gum, I'm going to use my front pattern. Now this is where my front pattern is very important, because I'll be retracing back everything again. I have to retrace it again with my front pattern. So now I'm going to place my front pattern on top of the back pattern, and you can see how it's not fitting very well. We have some shortage at the side of the down part, and then the zipper side is SS, like it's mush. So now I'm going to go ahead and add whatever that is shorting at the side of this pattern paper. I'm going to add it back using another pattern paper, you get, because I minused 1 inches from the half length. That's why it's shorting up to 1 inches. But if you did half inches on both the upper part and the down part of that your half length, your own will not reach 1 inches. It's not going to get up to that 1 inches. So after joining some paper by the side of the fabric of your pattern paper, you're going to recut. I'm going to use my marker to draw out the new line that I'll be working with. So, and for my zip area, I'll be recutting it, which means I'll also measure out 1 inches again from the midpoint of that front. I'll measure out 1 inches, and then I'll just join the whole 1 inches together, you get. So I'll just join these 1 inches to the other ones to make it straight. So right now I'm done lining it up. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out on the new line. I'm cutting out on the new line. So right now this is the new pattern we have. This is our new pattern paper. You can now go ahead and cut out on your fabric, but before then we are going to slant the back of our pattern paper. We are going to slant it from the middle. You are going to slant to your hip measurement, and then from that same middle you slant upwards. So guys, if you're using the straight cut pattern that is not going to be having any half length, this is just how you're going to go about it. So right now we have both the back and the front, and everything is just perfect. You can now go ahead and cut on your plain fabric like this now. So I'm moving over to the third method. So guys, in this third method, I think this is the most simplest method ever. So I just think this is the most simplest method. So I'm going to first of all label it front and back so that we don't get confused. So when you look at this thing now, the both of them are basically the same length, and then what we are going to do next is to remove 1 inches from the back, 1 inches upwards from the back, just 1 inches, and then I'm going to connect it to the edge. That's it all. There is nothing much to do in this method, in this third method. So I believe that this third method is just the simplest method ever. So if you still want to go ahead and put your darts, you just have to put your dart from the zipper side. You just put your dart, measure out 4.5 inches for your dart, and that is it all. Then in case you want to put that front dart, you just measure out 4 inches from the midpoint. You measure out 4 inches, and then from your shoulder you measure out your underbust measurement. Some people used to be 13, some used to be 12, some used to be 14, depending on your bust size you get. So mine is 13. I'll be using 13. So on that 4 inches, you write down your 13, and then you draw it down, straight down, and then you have your half inches. You measure your half inches on the both sides, which you are going to connect to that 13 inches. You just connect it there, and that will be it for this video. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. And this is the front and the back pattern that we have. so everything is just looking so fine. If you still want to put that at the back, you can still go ahead and attach your dart, no issues. Bye, see you in my next video.